Let's begin indeed. Hello people, this is Jerry speaking. Welcome to TheCrazyBunch's WebShow episode number 56. And today we're talking about not one, not two, but 13 death topics today. And then we'll go over two more topics I want to talk about right now. So we got, shall we? So we got. Anyway, his name is Charles, I can't pronounce his last name, excuse me. Born on Independence Day, 1922, until his death, most recently on February 27th, 2022, which is last Sunday. But also, just Chuck, who else haven't pronounced his last name, was an American artist and pioneer in the field of digital art. Wow, okay. He described it as the Smithsonian Magazine, as a father of digital art and computer animation. Okay, wow. Well, that makes more sense. Okay. He was born on at Great Towns, West Virginia, on Independence Day, 1922. And he was attending Ohio State University when he was a football player. Okay? On a football scholarship. And became captain on the first national championship football team in 1942. He was a Football Hall of Fame, an MVP in the Big Ten Conference, okay? With 16 round selection, 154th overall pick in the 1944 NFL draft, okay? By the Chicago Cardinals, okay? He just declined the offer in the other served in World War II, okay? Military service. He served in the U.S. Army in 1943 until 1946. Okay, receiving the Bronze Star in 1945, the Horizon and the Browns of Budge, okay? Digital art. He was best known for his, teaching career, anyway, I missed one, okay. He returned to Ohio State to complete his MA in arts in 1948. In 1949, he joined the graduate department of art at university. He became the professor of art education in 1978. Okay? A professor of computer animation science in 1986, and a professor of animation in 1990. In digital art. Okay, there we go. He's best known for this work in the field of computer graphics, animation, and fine arts. Okay? Creating the first digital art piece in 1964. Anyway. He was clearly recognized as a pioneer of computer animation by the Museum of Modern Art, MoMA for short, and Association of Computer Animatory Special Interest Group Graphics, ACM, SIGG Graph. What pronounces it? I said Graph for short. Anyway, between 1971 until 1987, how do you pronounce it? Anyway, he established a series of graphics research at Ohio State, the Computer Graphics Research Group, the Ohio Supercomputer Graphics Project, and most importantly, the Advanced Computing Center for Arts and Design, ACC AD for short. He also was a co-founder of Crossing Productions, CCP for short, one of the world's first computer animation production companies. In 2000, he received Ohio's Governor's Award for the Arts in Ohio State Central Medal. Okay. The institution's highest honor and accomplishment in his lifetime achievements. In 2010, respective accomplishment titled Beyond Boundaries, a survey of 70 of his artworks traveled to museums throughout Europe and Asia. His works, notable works, are Random War in 1967, Random Spray in 1992. Okay, where are we? This is the year 1967. Never mind. Random Spray in 1992. Spinning in 1994. Happy Time in 96. Random Top War Prize and Pick, something like that in 1993. They were 2013. Excuse me, I misspoke. Anyway, we have 20 years off. Excuse me, I misspoke. Anyway. Despair in 2016, Dirty the same year, Old Age the same year, and I'm not gonna say it in the same year. Anyway, his personal life began in the same to Hungary and grew up in Cleveland, Ohio. he died in Ledford Ranch, Florida, last week. He was 99 years old. Now my next step topic has to do with Dick Gondon. He was best known as Richard Gordon, okay? He was an American cartoonist best known for his gag reel panel, Guardian. His cartoons have been appeared on the Minneapolis Tribune, the Realist, and the Detroit Free Press. He was born in St. Paul, Minnesota, on December 2nd, 1945. During the late 1950s, Guy attended the University of Minnesota where he drew cartoons in Minnesota Daily and recalled by San Gorham. In the campus newspaper, the Minnesota Daily, a young, brash, twisted, and immensely talented cartoonist named Dick Gordon put out the social commentary on the Jules Fleischer V, okay, but a whole more bite. Okay. I have a first okay, I misspoke anyway. I have first met the guy when I was still in high school, okay? Some friends of mine took me a storefront in the South St. Paul. Excuse me, I misspoke anyway. I misspoke some reading anyway. Owned by Dick's mother anyway. When he painted the walls black. Put candles in the whole bottles, install a hi-fi in the toaster over the oven for heating some frozen pieces. Down in the Justice Lab, where he introduced to Dave Broderick, Chet Baker, and Forrest Monk, another greatest of jazz through their LP recordings. His most I can't pronounce this word, sorry. His most cartoon characters was a student he called Hugger Mugger, okay? Who was one around bushy hair, okay? And a long beard, One in a lab coat, and we held it together by a giant safety pin, okay? Hugger Mugger was an enemy of protection, okay? I remember one panel when Hugger Mugger was peacefully eating a bowl of soup in one of the students' cafeterias. An undergraduate woman in a bohemian attire sits down next to him and tells him for the next two panels how glad she is still there. Okay. How much he appreciates sharing a space with a congregate spirit. Okay. So undercurrent, so generous, so teal, excuse me, I spoke anyway. And so appreciated, so just like her. In the final panel, her face showing great dismay. She turned to him and says, just spit my soup? Oh, wow. Living in New York City during the early 1960s, Guy began contributing to The Nation, Playboy, which I'm not going to do anyway, Esquire, and Downbeat. He also drew cartoons to Paul Glaser's The Realist, and was associated with Glaser's class in the preschool, okay? Guy is best known for work for the 1960s, was published in The Realist, was included half-adult theme reference to politics and current events at the time, okay? Leaving New York, he returned to Minnesota, where Paul Minnesota magazine said in the Encyclopedia Minnesota that Guy was Minnesota's greatest satirist, okay? In 1961, spoke anyway. Guy moved to Minnesota to work in Michigan and for the Detroit Free Press, okay? Where in the 1984 daybook, excuse me, Guy is Detroit, okay? In May 1984, he made an appearance in Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson, okay? He made a 3-month in expansion, okay? Richard Guy, 1981, 1984, and the Fifth Institute of Arts for the March 10th to May 26, 1985 schedule, okay? Anyway, that same year, he took an extended vacation, continued to draw his cartoons while drawing around Europe. Okay. He began this self-titled cartoon series for the Manitoba Tribune in 1974. At first, he appeared three to four times, anyway, per week. But then daily in 1978, when we picked up by Los Angeles Times syndicate, okay? In 1981, syndicate was moved to the field newspaper, syndicate. And then in 1984 to News, America's syndicate, okay? Syndication, the panel appears to have ended in 1985, but the cartoon may have been survived as a feature of the Detroit Free Press until later, perhaps in 1987. When he returned to the United States, he moved to Traverse City, Michigan in March 1986, however now. So anyway, in the following August, he set up his studio in the Massac Hall building in downtown Traverse City. With the third floor view of Traverse Bay, 8 months later, the historic four-story building was destroyed by fire. Lost 30-some years of work, said Guardian. It's funny that building should wait 97 years for me to move into before burying. It really hasn't hit me yet. I think tomorrow is going to be a very grim day. More than 5,000 cartoon sketches returned to the April 1987 fire. But a few weeks later, he teamed up with Ivory Arvsky, Sunday editor of the Los Angeles Times calendar section, has sent a copy of every Guardian cartoon syndication over the decade. In 1988, there we go, anyway, he broke out a single paper model and began a multi-panel comic strip. The Crop Chronicles commented, nothing else ever works out of the Crop City. I don't know why. They're very nice people. Excuse me, I misspoke. Anyway, it's not a pretty story, but it had to be told. Okay. He announced his retirement in 2005 and lived in northern Michigan in the village of Suns Bay in the latest years. He died Newport, Michigan, last week. He was 86 years old. Now, my next step topic has to do with Nick Zed, okay? He was born, Nick Zed, not his real first and middle name. Anyway, as an American filmmaker, author, and payer based in Mexico City, okay? He coined the term the cinema of transition in 1985, okay? He described this group of Mayan filmmakers and artists the shock value of black humor in the work. This filmmakers and artists collaborators include Richard Kern of Home Improvement and everything else, and Family Feud, you know, Tessa Hughes Freeland, Long Leg, Karma Power, Linda Launch, under numerous Penn names. Zed edited and wrote the underground film Bulletin in 1984 to 1990, which published the works of these filmmakers. Similar tradition, which explores in Jack Sargent's book, Death Tripping. He was born in Baltimore, Michigan, Maryland on May 8th, 1958. Okay. His career began when he directed the several super low budget film feature length movies, including Scum, I'm not gonna say the M word anyway. Bingo, Wars, Mastery, Envy, and numbers of short films. With Jim Miller, he was a co-creator of the public access web series, including Extra Elf in 2004-2008, okay? Nothing makes more sense. Anyway, featuring New York artists and performers including Miller, Faceboy, and Andrew J. Lester, okay? I'm going to pronounce his last name, sorry. He serves as director of photography as another TV series called Chop Chop in 2007, produced by Nate Hill, okay? Initially, Zed acted in some low-budget movies and Super 8 film, The Manhattan Low Skies in 1985, excuse me, I spoke anyway. What About Me in 93, Bubblegum 95, Jonas in the Desert 97. Take that, Jonas Brothers. Top that. Anyway. Terror Filmer in 1999, and thus spake Zoriana in 2001. He also appeared in documentaries such as Look Your 8 Isles in 2007 and Blank City in 2010. He was the author of two autobiographical books, Bleed Part 1 in 1992 and Time of the Desperate in 1997, as well as a self-published novel from Every Observatory to Esri in 1996. He also continued as Up is Sold Down, Captured, Low Brent, and in 1980 Zed published 10 issues of the Underground Film Bulletin book. Series. Assigned indicated to promote of the cinema of translation, aggression, excuse me, misspoke. Anyway, issue 4 contained that the cinema transcription of aggression, misspoke. Anyway, manufacturer, which are also published the Treasury of Actual Garages, have announced his name, in 1998, okay? In the early 90s, Zed toured with Lisa Crystal Carver's Suck Dog Circus, expanding his films, performing experimental noise music band Western Beals. Zed released a Cosmic Die 7-inch single on Rock Records in 2000, after expanding a page in 2010, and the ADA and Penn galleries, he presented major representative films, videos, and paintings at the Microscope Gallery in Brooklyn. In 2012, he attended a retrospective of his films at 8th Berlin International Directors Lodge and expanded work at the KW Institute of Commercial Art in the same city. In 2013, Zed published experiential magic, I'm not this word. Sorry, I misspoke. Anyway, an essay dodging comparative art. The class structure that promotes it while announcing the demonstrate in the demonstrate art movement in Mexico City, while sought the suburb in the I'm pronouncing this word. Sorry. Adopts the established in the institutions of, and of course, quintessential ideal glaze. If I pronounce this word. Sorry, I misspoke. Anyway, this manifesto was released online in self-published Hatred of Capitalism magazine issue in Mexico City in English and Spanish, while reprinted 5 years later by Missio and Mistral Deal, I can't pronounce the Spanish, sorry, along with 2 more issues as part of the, I can't pronounce this word, sorry, a edition called Francesca, at the screen in the new museum in New York. Zed was presented the Acker Award for Lifetime Achievement, a tribute given to members of avant-garde art comic community. We have made outstanding competitions of this bottom line in the, I can't pronounce the word, despite of prevention, well, service bill writers have artists in outstanding ways. Whatever that means. Anyway, he made an electric art series. Anyway, in 2014, Zed expanded 3 more motion pictures, in the Museum Martin Art in New York. It's part of the permanent perspective of films by Christopher I can't pronounce his last name, sorry, who have cited Zed major influence of his work. Later that year, Zed presented his first publication Penn in Mexico City. In the group show, choreographed by Idaho Flores of Silent, that's I can't pronounce his last name. Sorry. It's okay. Gary of in psychoation. Okay, excuse me, I misspoke. Anyway, in 2015, Zed presented his first one-man show, a paid of a ZNS gallery in Mexico City. He also shot an 8 a.m. Excuse me, I misspoke. Anyway, short entitled Paradise Lost with a borrowed Russian camera for inclusion of in feature wave competitions from underground filmmakers in most many countries, okay? Zed's movie documents from the contest of his apartment and his family in Konesha during the invention of that resulted in complete destruction of the buildings. Unusual happened after war. Anyway, industry along with the force scale of the tornadoes, okay? Zed died from combination of coronavirus of the liver cancer and hepatitis C in Mexico City last week. He was 63 years old. He was survived by his partner 15 years, Monica Carnesha, as well as his son and stepdaughter. Okay? Now, my next step topic has to do with Kurt Bailey, okay? He was born February 12th, 2nd, 1963. Anyway, until he died last Monday. He was an American actor, best known by the name of Kurt William Bailey. He was best known for his role as Kevin Ugly in the Nickelodeon sitcom Salute Your Shorts. Okay, I never heard of the series, but okay. There we go. And later his voice acting roles in the animation and video games. Okay. He was born in New York City, New York, and had 4 brothers. He cited Alba and Casual and 3 Stooges as creative influences, since they were his siblings preferring what they're watching television. Okay? Perry moved to Los Angeles, becoming a full-time actor in 1987. Okay? He was a drama teacher and drama coach and was studying the galleries in the second city. Okay? He served as a sound coordinator for the 1988 film Killer Crowns in Outer Space. Bailey starred Clownster Kevin Ugly on the popular Nickelodeon show Salute Your Shorts from 1991 until 1992. He had a recurring role as Craig Madison during the final season, anyway, of Matt Rose plays in 1999. Later in his career, Bailey found success as a voice actor. Starred as Shen in Cowboy Bebop and Milton Knives in Trigun. And he also worked at ADR trooping for film and television, okay? He was best known for these movies, okay? Anna, Alexa, Voodoo Dawn, Torsey, okay? Life Stories, Absolute Strangers, Salute Your Shorts, as I mentioned. Nick Arcade, if you watch this video, this for you. Anyway, he made a cameo as himself. Anyway, Salute Your Shorts special. Anyway, Caroline at Midnight, Greyhound, anyway. Silk Stockings, Miles Inc., Sisters, House Guest, Black Day, Blue Night, Beverly Hills 2010, anyway. Larry's Saturday Show. There's some episodes regarding these shows. Anyway, that I'm not gonna mention. Anyway, Pacific Blue, The Six Men, Black in Business, Seven Heaven, District, Three Ninjas, High Noon at Mega Mountain, Outside Lasagna, Star Trek's Voyager. Okay, Melrose Place. The next one I'm going to talk about is one of my favorite. I got this on DVD. This is my very first DVD I got. Soccer Dog the movie, okay? Rockets Red Glare, Judge and Army, Friggy Lakes, Frigality, I've been announced this word. Anyway, NYPD Blue, Life on Liberty Street, Noble Sun, Bottle Shock, Buried, 5, and finally, the Free Tales movie, A Mermaid Adventure. The movie, anyway. He died from lung cancer last Monday he was 59 years old. He had been diagnosed 6 months prior. DC believes of Super Pet, his final project, was in post-production at the time of his death, and was dedicated in his honor. Sam Rogers, who was in the, let's say, Memorize Bailey on the March 2nd, 2022 episode of Sam Roberts Now episode. Anyway, I never heard of this guy. Let me check in to see who he is. Anyway. He was in Figure It Out, but he's also in, let me see here. I think he was in, yeah, he's in Figure It Out. Anyway, my next topic has to do with Warner Mac, okay? 1945 from April 2nd till March 1st, 2022, okay? Person known as, it was best known as Warner McPherson, okay? It was American country music and singer and songwriter. Watches that, but it's for you. Mark had 23 hits in the country charts for this late 1950s and early 1980s, okay? Mac was born in Nashville, Penn, Tennessee on April 2nd, 1945. His string is good. It is Wrong for Loving You in 1957 and in 1955. The bridge washed out, okay? In April 27, 2020, Mac was interviewed by Scott Wild about My Kind of Country show at the age of 82. That is, Mac announced the release of the new album entitled Better Than Ever, which is awesome. But anyway, he died on March 1st, 2022. He was 86 years old. Sorry we hear family in the background. Just ignore that. Anyway, my next topic has to do with Tony Walton, okay? He was best known as a British set and costume designer. He won the Tony Awards for this work at Penn in 1953, 73, Smithsburg anyway. House of Blue Leaves in 1986, and Guys and Dolls in 1992. For his work for movies, he won an Oscar for All That Jazz in 1979, okay? For his work in television, he won an Emmy for a 1985 television version of The Daphne of the Salesman, okay? In addition, he received 3 more Academy Awards nominations for the works of Mary Poppins in 1964, Murder and Orient Express in 1974, and The Wiz in 1978. He was born in Walton on Thomas Surrey, England on October 24th, 1934, and his father was an orthopedic surgeon and his mother was a homemaker. Walter attended Wardy College in Oxford, England, okay? Oxford, England, excuse me, anyway, he studied Greek and Latin before attending the Slade School of Fine Arts in London, okay? He spent 2 years military training in the Royal Air Force, a trainee pilot in Ontario, Canada, okay? His career began in 1957 when the stage design of Neural Scholars of Off-Broadway production of Combination Piece, anyway. Okay, I don't know what to do. Anyway, throughout the 1950s and early 1960s, he designed the New York and London stage, okay? In 2019, on the Graham Norton show, Julia Andrews mentioned how Walton, her first husband, wow, okay, she divorced her in 1968, okay, which I have to talk about later in the episode. But anyway, entered the motion pictures business throughout Walt Disney. After Walt Disney met her backstage after the performance of Camelot, Disney offered the book look at the portfolio, okay? Later ended and hired Walton as a costume designer, set designer, and visual consultant for Mary Poppins, which received an Academy Award nomination for Best Costume Design Color. Walter's only Academy Award for Walk with Lovers, and as art director of Bob Zara's musical for All That Jazz in 1963, okay? Diana Ross, okay? The star of the film The Wiz, chose Walton in designing the stage set for the 1983 Tingle Park concert, but One for All. Broadcast worldwide and so Showtime cable network, okay? Concert special over the course of 2 days featured an on-site audience of over 1,200,000 people. Wow. On the park's great lawn, okay? In 1989, on the American Museum and the Music Moving Image showcased over 30 years of his work for films, television, and theater, an exhibit entitled Toy Walton, designed for stage and screen. It included drawings, models, and photographs in early plays, including the registry style combination piece from 1957, inspiration of London Street, and from the 1964 film Mary Poppins. Okay. In December 2005, for the annual birthday celebration for Master, the North College Society invited Walton as a guest celebrity for lay flowers in front of the college statue, New York Garson Theater, whereby combination of the 106th birthday of Sir Neil. Okay. Inspiration from Disney's Winnie the Pooh. Okay. Walt gave the Sherman Brothers the inside inspiration for Winnie the Pooh and the Honey Tree songs, and explaining the Sherman Brothers joint biographies Walt Time. I never heard that book, which I'll talk about. But anyway, Walt Disney said to read the Pooh books. Let me know what you think. We tried, but the book stories were coming through for us. At the time, designer Tony Watson was working on Poppins. He was English born, and he was about our age. Wow, okay. And so we asked him to give us some insight of the Pooh character. His eyes lit up. Winnie the Pooh, he said, "I love Winnie the Pooh. Of course, I'll help you." 3 hours later, he was still talking about Pooh. Inspired us no end, okay? He explained how he can build a chubby little boy, okay? Okay? And that has been felt very serious, okay? But Winnie the Pooh was his body, okay? Because Pooh was plucky and part of it, okay? Pooh is probably the only character in the world who exercised to gain weight, which is okay. I love losing weight for me, in my point. But anyway, Pooh is a wonderful, lovable, and friend who will never let you down, okay? Turn this back on you. I have to agree with Pooh, 100%. Anyway, soon we started to feel in love with Pooh ourselves. Our songs with Winnie the Pooh were truly a love affair, thanks to the late A.A. Maine and to Tony Walton, okay? Now, he died in 1956. Anyway, personal life and death. Walton married his childhood sweetheart, Julie Andrews, who was born in the 1930s, anyway, in 1959, and together they have a daughter, Emma Walton Hamilton, okay? Walton said he fell in love with Andrews, okay, when they were in the early teens, and she saw her playing the egg in the theater production of Humpty Dumpty, okay? They divorced in 1968, but remained close friends. Walton married Jane Roy in 1991. Walton, Andrews, and their daughter worked together previously several times. Okay? He illustrated several children's books written by Andrews and their daughter. Walton died from complications of a stroke in his apartment in New York City earlier this week, which is last Wednesday. Is it last Wednesday? Yeah, last Wednesday. Anyway, he was, yeah, okay, there we go. He was 87 years old. Anyway, my next death topic has to do with John Shaw. Anyway, born in 1953 in Scotland until March 2nd, 1922. Anyway, was a Scottish actor, best known for playing Richard Cogsworth in HBO's Game of Thrones, and Tom, I pronounce his name, Carr in High Road. He was born in 1953 in Scotland and grew up in Scotland, Clark Manshire. How to pronounce his name. Sorry. Anyway, John was educated in Ottawa Academy and studied at Royal Scottish Academy of Music and Drama. From 1935 to 1936, Scott Royal working as assistant director in Darlington Drama Theatre, etc. Okay. His screen debut was in 1976. Okay. He found fame in the role of Top Car. Okay. In the television series High Road. Okay. He was appearing in the series regularly between 1982 until 2003 in these following productions: Say Freedom, Albert's Lion, Jolly of Life, and so forth, blah, blah. But, you know, that's just me. Okay, that was making sense. Anyway. He also played the role of Richard Carstock in HBO Carstock. Anyway. In HBO Scary Falls, appearing for the second and third seasons. His other roles appeared as Spencer Reed in the 1995 television series Resort to Murder, and when in 2011 Royal Natural Theatre production Frankenstein. Excuse me, I spoke. Anyway, he lived with Oswald Lewis in the support of Scottish independence. He died on March 2nd, 2022. He was 68 years old. There's a lot of it to talk about. But anyway, my next death topic has to do with Alan Ladd Jr. Anyway, he was an American film industry executive and producer. He was served as president of 20th Century Fox from 1976 to 1979. Okay? During that, he put the production of Star Wars. Wow. He later established the Ladd Company and headed to MGM UA. Okay? And Magical Mayor United Artists for short. Anyway, Ladd won the Academy Award for Best Picture in 1996 for producing Braveheart, the Paramount Pictures film, that is. Anyway, he was born in Los Angeles, California on October 22nd, 1947. He was the only child of Alan Ladd and Marjorie Ladd, nee Howard, was divorced when he was only 2 years old. He eventually stayed with his mother, but lived with his father at his estate at Almond Hills during his poor health. Wow. Okay. He later recounted how the time he spent with his elder Ladd was spare, describing their relationship as barely non-existent. Ladd served as the U.S. Air Force, and called up as a result during the burn crisis of 1961. Before being employed by his stepfather's business for the brief period. Okay. He subsequently joined Creative Management Associates in the age of 1963 and worked under Freddie Fields. Okay. Among Ladd's clients were Robert Redford and Judy Garland. Wow. His career began when located in London in the end of the 1960s when Judy Garland passed away. Wow. Okay. To work as an independent producer. He had established a film venture with Jay Krander and Jerry Gershwin. Okay. He made 9 films during the Star Wars era, including The Walking Stick, A Strawberry Head, Villain, The Nightcombers, and Z and Company. Okay. He eventually returned to the United States in 1973 and became Vice President of Center Creative Affairs at 20th Century Fox. 3 years later, he was promoted from worldwide production head to production of Fox Film Division. Okay. Ladd became the Fox president Gordon Stromberg to request the commission of making George Lucas' Star Wars. Okay. Stromberg approved the production, and they remained of Lucas' support at times where the board of directors of 20th Century Fox wished to shut down production. Wow. Okay. I don't know what happened that time frame. Anyway, the production was plagued by location difficulties. Story problems and budgetary disagreements for a project that was mainly concerned of risk of the studio. However, when Ladd saw the audience representation of the films, the first public screen at Art Pier in San Francisco in early May 1977, he was moved to joyful tears in seeing the unlikely production that he and Star Wars had support against all odds. Star Wars was a massive and creatively halt, a hit upon release, becoming up to the point the highest grossing film of all time, inspired as expanded media franchise that includes many other films, as well as television, radio, video game, and print media. Which I have in the poster seen here in the house, okay? Star Wars and Alien were a few other films produced during Ladd's tenure. However, he stepped down and left Fox in 1979 after failing out with Fox chairman Dennis Stanfield. Okay? Ladd found his own production company, the Ladd Company, with Claire and Graf Wagon. Okay? He enjoyed success in the films such as Outlet in 1981, Night Shift in 1982, Brave Runner in 1982, same year anyway, Police Academy in 1984, The Right Stuff in 1983, okay, and Gone Baby Gone in 2007. The company also produced College of Fire, which won the Academy Award for Best Picture in 1982. Ladd joined MGM $9 in 1985, eventually becoming the chairman and CEO of MGM Pathé Combinations. During his tenure of MGM $9, they produced A Fish Called Wanda in 1988, Moonstruck in 1987, and Film of Leaves in 1991. After being commercially dismissed by Craig Lennis, who admires MGM as a default, he proceeded to perform the Ladd Company with Paramount Pictures in 1993. He produced the Brady Bunch movie and Braveheart, one of the two projects he promoted to take him after leaving MGM. The latter film was won the Academy Award in 1995. Okay. With Ladd receiving the award as one of the film's three producers. He later received the 200,348th star in the Hollywood Walk of Fame on September 28, 2007. Excuse me, anyway. He married his first wife, Patricia Ann Bracely, in September 1959. Excuse me, anyway. They met while studying at the University of Southern California together. They had 3 children, Kaylin, Tracy, and Amanda. They eventually divorced. Matt married his second wife, Trenda Paycock, in 1985. They have one child, anyway. Chelsea, who preceded him until March 1981. Ladd Paycock was separated in March 2015 and divorced. He died on March 2nd, 2022 at his Los Angeles home in Los Angeles. He was 84 years old and had suffered from kidney failure. Wow. Wow. It was shocking to me to say this, but anyway. My next topic has to do with Roger Kraft, okay? Best known as, it was an American-born British documentary filmmaker and theater director. Born in New York City, he moved to Britain in 1962, okay? Where he began a career producing documentary films investigating previously closed relations, including government miniseries, mysteries, and court billings, okay? He was born in New York City on April 18th, 1936, okay? Started directing plays at Harvard University. Staged in the New England premiere Virgil Thompson and Gertrude Stein's opera, The Mother of Us All, in 1956. And premiere of Robert Penn Warren's Brothers of Dragons in 1957, okay? He directed 24 plays in theater, along with the East Coast, and was chosen by CBS in the new television drama directors program. Okay, he directed 2 network dramas from CBS, including The 7 Who Were Hanged. Okay, we got a few more, like say 4 more after this, and I'll be back after this one because that'll make more sense. Anyway, he directed 2 network dramas from CBS, including 7 Who Were Hanged, and a 1-hour special adapted produced by Robert Herjavec. I mean, that's his last name. Anyway, for the writer of comedy, not with the same name, okay? His career began when he moved to Britain. Excuse me, I misspoke. Anyway, in 1962 and directed Tennessee Williams' period of adjustment in the World Court of Williams Theatre in the West End of London, okay? His first film was one of film and bread in the social of Charles made children, okay? To dominate head teacher, excuse me, anyway. Primary schools that are practical haycaps, okay? Of the children who did not stop from being active mentally. It was a Silver Dragon Prize, a critical play, okay? It was broadcast by the BBC, CBC, and ABC Scope, okay, in the United States, okay? As well as being added to the medical school, etc., okay? Great commented in a BBC interview in 2014 that nobody has ever seen them as people. They have only seen them as cases that entered medical school immediately because doctors had never seen them in the home. Great film, The Life and Times of John Hostin, extra for the BBC, CBC, and NDT in the United States, National Schedule Television, that is, was one of the first documentaries co-productions of television, okay? He subsequently produced a 13-part series, Who Is an Artist, Artists, Writers, and composers on BBC, CBC, NET, the National Educational Television, and Berkshire Reinfog, also directing the episodes on Douglas Lipstick, Perry Boaz, Walter Drawbus, and Marie's Big Draws, I pronounced his last name. Sorry, anyway. In 1968, he made a film called Why Save Florence by BBC, BR, and NET, National Educational Television. Excuse me, anyway. Anyway. About the poor state of the city's defense against flooding. His 1970 film, In the Name of Ally, the life cycle in the Muslim community, film in Fast Monroe for BBC, BR, and NDT National Educational Television, was the first long documentary of Islam first shown in the West. Working as a cameraman, Charles Stewart, Griff made his first Fly on the Wall, probably artificial series, The Space Between Walls, 1972, and for the BBC and PBS, the Public Broadcasting Service, that is, that replaced NDT. But anyway, including politics, the first documentary made film inside the U.S. Senate, anyway, and diplomacy, anyway, first on-stage film inside the United Nations. Grave then made a series on the film called For Grinding Television with unprecedented assessment of virus isolation. Excuse me, I spoke. Anyway, worked with Norman Percy and Brian Mapping. Okay, he then made first film inside the UK government, Save a Nation a Wall in the Making. In the 1976, the first film inside the European Union, inside the Brussels headquarters, okay? His three-part series decision followed the top-level decision-making inside Occasional Podium, Hammersmith Control, British Steel. The Steel film was adapted in short course of Harvard and London-based business schools, okay? His 78 film series, Decision British Commission, followed this invention of manifesto over several years. Wow. As a Royal Television Society Award for Best Current Affairs Documentary. Wow, okay. In 1973, Brave became a member of the board of the Institute of Community Arts, ICA for short, in London, okay? And found a chair in the organizational form, okay? He was also becoming a part-time tour at the Organizational Association, okay? In 1985, he was appointed by the Development Control Review Plan Law, chaired by George Dorboy. He chaired the subgroup of the public involvement planning. He promoted the area publication of planning officers' recommendations for approval or refusal of application for the mean, which is now standard practice. He was also one of the three main agree into control of the coronation. In 1936, he was made a member of the board of London Transport. Okay, he subsequently co-designed the London bus map. Okay, with Andrew Holmes. His BBC film "In the Way Is the Way to Save the Sea," co-directed by Mike Debb. For Imus, delayed the redevelopment of Cardiff. Together with Simon Jenkins, he made a film for Ira, which revealed the grade 2 listed building for the demolish every day during, say, Britain's Irish year. Okay. In 2015, he was part of the four-person Royal Institute of British Arduous, RIBA for short, Commission on the future of housing. Okay, chaired by John Barnum. Okay, makes more sense. Who is he? Okay. Oh yeah, that's him. Okay, never mind. It was good. Subsequent IBA report. Building the homes and communities Britain needs. He wrote the chapter of design. In 2016, he was made an honorary fellow of IBA. Okay. That's a lot to read. Anyway, in 1982, Graves made an observatory documentary titled "Police" about the fame's Valley Police. Okay. The reality program is portrayal of insensitive police headline of a, I'm not gonna say the R word, victim changed the ways in which the UK police handled the rape. I'm not gonna say the, okay, I'm gonna stop. Anyway, cases. In the BBC interview in 2014, Graves said, "We showed the film to police, and but they regard themselves as being nice to her." I have to agree. Yeah. First of all, Margaret Thatcher, that is, talked about it in the Parliament. Okay. It was on CBS News in America, which is good enough. And she also in Sweden and other places. Another film, our film contained very controversial, I'm not going to say the R word, cases the week before, and police quietly changed the way they handle, I'm not going to say the R word, sorry. He directed the film's TV specials, the first three anniversary international comedy scales between 1936, 1937, and 1939. The last of which was first Secret Policeman's Ball. Okay, in 1984, he co-produced the first comic relief with Richard Curtis. Okay, and we're gonna say we're in BBC. Okay, a series of short gradual films of commercial reform with John Cleese, who was with Charles Webb in the 2006 film, and my Pythons anyway. Pythons anyway. Hugh Laurie, Don French, Hugh Laurie's in 21 Dalmatians, and of course her and Stuart Little movies. Anyway, Don French. Let me see who he's in. Let me check. New tab. Anyway. Still alive. What's the movies he's in? Comic strip. I saw this movie before. Storyteller. Okay. Never mind. I want to make sure. First Relax Band 2004. Okay. She was a fat lady. Okay, that makes more sense. Anyway. And Anthony Sir. I'm gonna see who he's in. Okay. British actor. Okay. Who's in it? Okay. I want great performances, okay? And that's all he did, okay? Okay, Andrew Sir. Okay, that's fine. I can continue to read. Okay, never mind. And Andrew Sir, okay. In 2005, he produced Remember the Secret Policeman's Ball for BBC Arena, directed by Marguerite Mouth, okay? Same year, he and James Rogan made Monty Python, The Meaning of Life, okay? For I can't pronounce this word, sorry. The following, UK TV, excuse me, misspoke, anyway. Okay, I don't know how to say it. Anyway, following the Paul stage performance at O2 Arena, excuse me, misspoke, anyway. With archive of their earlier stage work. In 2016, it was shown at Tribeca and Toronto documentary festivals, okay? He became a UK citizen in 1995, the year I was born. Wow, okay, OBE for short. Anyway, he was a trustee and patron of the Trustees Trust in the Arts and Prisons, the rehabilitation of addition prisoners trust, Narine Chair Trust for Music in Prisons, the Voice of Childhood Care, Who Cares Trust, anyway, excuse me, my birthday, anyway, and Prisoners Aboard, a charity who supports Britons and who prisoners outside the UK. Okay, he was a patron of the Military Bush School, Oxford. Okay, the subject became Roxino, Homie Type, Let Me Go for films of record. He was a patron of charity corrections of care, which campaigns abuse and cybery. Okay, a criminologist. He made more than 30 films of police and criminal justice issues. Okay, including Police, Operation Car, In Search of Law, Law and Order UK, Channel 4, that is, anyway. In Search of Law and Order USA, PBS, and Channel 4, okay? And positive ways to address youth offending, which are through the National Youth Justice Board, okay? Police 2001 BBC, look out, policing had changed in 1982 series, Panorama. I'm not gonna say the R word in trail, anyway. Look up how much change in handling. I'm not gonna say the R word, anyway. Since its 1982 film, in 1987, his 1987 fiction film, Closing Ranks, ITV Zenith, about the demonstrate violence, okay? And the police that was trained many years, okay? Since the year I was born, 95, he has been visiting professor of the Manhattan Center of Economy of London School of Economics, okay? Since 2001, he's a member of the Independent Advisory Group, okay, in race for the Metropolitan Police, okay? He's made many films of race and policing, okay? Including Murder Booth, 3 films following Operation Triumph on Black and Black gun crime for the BBC. For Channel 4, he made Race Against Crime, okay? The siege of Scotland Yard, about the run-up and politicians of the McPherson report in the murder of Stephen Barnes, 2000. Okay, for Channel 4 dispatches, he's made not black and white on black and Asian conflicts, and really for a riot, met trade for the public or their servants, excuse me, anyway. Following the riots around the G20 summit in London, he has also made the Search Madeline in 2007 about the mistakes and ritual tabasing of the disappearance of Madeline McKay in Portugal. He has written Talking Blues, Police in Their Own Words, HarperCollins, Living Dangerously, Young Defenders in Their Own Words, in Harville, and Why Destroys Justice, and Joel Bergson, okay. He broadcast Radio 4 and 5, and wrote for Sunday Times, Daily Telegraph, okay. Daily Mail, and City, Obsessor, and Obsessor, excuse me, anyway. And The Guardian. In 2017, anyway. He was a guest on John Lloyd's radio comedy show, The Museum of Curiosity, alongside Bill Jubilis and Paul Leaf, okay? Grave was a founding board member of Channel 4, okay? News International visiting professor of media communications of Oxford University. It was a board trustee of media, the media Stanford Trust. is a patron of prisoners of war and a charity of that supports the welfare of Britons. The president overseas and their families, okay? As well as the Army Terror Trust for Music in Prisons, okay? He joined the charity boards and of Fear Company in 1997. He's been a chair of the board and remained trusted in the organization until his death in 2022, okay? Film records in 1979. Yeah, I keep reading too much about film Korea and Britain. Anyway, in 1979, Roger Grieve founded Film Record, okay? A documentary production company that probably showcases in tackling difficult subjects. And so as it says, to personally disclose solutions, okay? Film Record working associated with Hatchling Productions on Kathy Huckle's feature-length documentary, the film The Burning Season in 2008, which followed a young Australian impersonator in industrial on the mission to help stop deforestation and make money in the process, okay? In the first month of 2010, Film Record produced Joan Temple's Quantum for Detroit BBC. Recalls Pollock's three-part series of medical essays, Great Almond Street TV series BBC, and a series of Discord, Who Needs Followers BBC. All productions include Murder Blues, following Operation Trying Back and Black's Gun Crime, the BAFTAs, Kiss and Care, Privacy Special, and the Trouble with the Pirates and the impact of sexual piracy, and eventually when they were all free. Grieve was the executive producer of all of these films. Wow. The company later output includes The Truth about Adoption, which was BAFTFA and BAFTFA Grieve nominated in 2012, and the second series of Great Osmond Street, also the award-winning series. Film Records is now part of the virtual media group Zank Media. He left the company in February 2016 and founded Roger Grieve Productions, okay? He was working as executive producer of Walton Productions and 72 films on a number of projects in development and production. He died March 2nd, 2022, which is earlier this week. He was 85 years old. I'll be right back. I have to get my dinner ready, and then we'll come back from 4 more death topics, and we'll do 2 more topics, okay? Okay, be right back. Welcome back to the Crazy Bunch's web show, episode number 56. I am so sorry for a huge delay. I was gonna pause it right there. I accidentally pressed stop recording. So I got 4 more death topics, and let's get it over there, shall we? So we got anyway. His name is Johnny Brown. Better as John Brown. Anyway, born June 31st, 1947 to March 2nd, 2022, was an American actor and singer. He was most famous for his roles as Billings Superintendent Nathan Bookman on the 1970s CBS sitcom Good Times, okay? Brown portrayed Bookman until his series was canceled in 1979, okay? He was born June 11, 1947, to St. Petersburg, Florida. If you watch this video, just be you. Anyway, nightclub performer, his only early best role, it was a regular cast member on the television series Laughing. Brown was mostly remembered for his probably, I can't pronounce this word, sorry, most be able to smile mobile, fragile expressions and easy, pleasant, joking style. Okay. He also appeared on the Flip Walton Show, Jeffersons, Family Matters, Sister Sister, Jamie Foxx Show, Wayne Brothers, and Martin. He also appeared in the 70s film Out of the Timers, okay? Timers, excuse me. Anyway, as Weird Railroad Diary Car, okay, anyway. Brown went to school with Walter Dean Myers, where he lived near Harmon as a boy. In the late 70s, in the 70s, excuse me, anyway. Brown started as a television commercial for the White Brothers, Penn, a short-lived part of the paper mill Penn company. The commercial considered the animated musical number Rail Brothers Right On, led by Brown as a school teacher, who encourages the students to use a pen to the school assignments. In 1997, Brown was considered his voice to his International Commission of Comedy album Comedy Steel, Best of Red Fox. In their introduction, Brown tells how Norman Lear, I wonder if he's alive now. Hold on. Clear the show. He's alive. Wow, he's almost there to 100. Anyway, he has considered Brown to play the role of Lamet in Severance Time. But was unable to do so because of his prior commissions of Laugh-In, leading Lair to give the role of Damon Wilson instead. Okay. Okay, let me smoke anyway. Anyway, he died in Los Angeles last Wednesday, and he was 84 years old. He collapsed shortly after leaving a doctor's appointment for the pacemaker and was pronounced dead while brought in the hospital. Records. Johnny Brown began recording as a singer in the late 1961. After his tour with Sam the Man Potato since 1958. His first release on the Columbia Records, Walking, Talking, Kissing Doll, B.W. Sundown in February 1961. He was only 23 at the time. Production release was accomplished with a special insert describing his background. See picture seen here and that here in the bottom. Anyway, his next record happened to be in 68. Excuse me. Anyway, well, I'm in the wrong year. Sorry. On Atlantic Records, You're Too Much in Love with Yourself. B.W. Don't Dilly Dally. If you watch his Mom, it's for you, my late grandma Craig. Anyway, Don't Dilly Dally Dolly. Anyway, the letter showing off his expression skills as Louis Armstrong. Okay, that release has initially been able to increase records. My next topic has to do with Walter Mears. Okay. Who's an American journalist, author, and teacher, okay? He was one of the subjects of the 1973 nonfiction book, The Boys and Boss, which focused on reporters covering the 1972 presidential election between Richard Nixon and George McGovern. Let me get some drink, okay? Excuse me. Anyway, he won the 1977 Presidential Prize from National Report for his coverage of the 1976 presidential campaign election, okay? Mears retired for career as a political reporter, editor, and news executive in 2001. Then in 2016, he joined the Usher Blackthorn learning institute at Duke University, a volunteer instructor teaching classes on election campaigns. He had previously taught undergraduate classes in journalism, okay? Early life and career education. He was born in Massachusetts on January 11, 1935, and he graduated Marbury College in 1956. Excuse me. Anyway, he received honorary doctorate letters in 1977 that excuse me, anyway. He served as a bar of Chartres from 1980 to 1984 and was receiving an Armory Award in 2011. Mears was served as editor-in-chief of a school newspaper at the campus, and referred to his 4 years at work with the paper as a journalism school, okay? His career began when he was working as a newsman with Associated Press, AP for short, immediately after graduation in 1956, okay? He has reported in national politics from 1960 until his retirement in 2001, okay? Throughout his career in journalism, he covered election presidential debates, okay? And his stories has appeared almost every newspaper, American newspaper that is. Mears is also such as a well-known established news report that was featured in Doonesbury Comics, one Treacherous comic strip, published on February 5th, 1973, despite Mears' question, Richard Nixon's so-called emergency star, ZAR, John A. Love, during the merger of an oil crisis. Mears retired from journalism in 2001. For after his retirement, he actually published articles in the AP blog, okay? And taught journalism at the University of North Carolina, Capitol Hill, okay? Mears authored this book, Deadlines Past, 4 Years of Presidential Campaign. A reporter's story was published in 2003. He co-authored more than 2 books, okay? With a colleague, John William Cashwer, the late John William Cashwer, that is. Anyway, he's also on ABC News, anyway, from 1952 until 1993. Before it was Chet Huntley and David Brinkley on Huntley Brinkley before. Anyway, News Business 93 and News Business, New Business, a guide to writing report in 95, year I was born. Anyway, he also worked for 2 years as a reporter in the Associated Press to write breaking news, how the Associated Press covered war, peace, and everything else in 2004. I saw breaking news from one of my inspirations, Rob McNeil, but that's just me. Anyway. Okay, he has won several awards over the course of his career. Anyway, in 1973, he has won the Associated Press Managing Editors Association Top Performance Award, and in 1986, he won the Associated Press Robert R. Usman Distinguished Journalist Award. In 1937, after winning the Publisher's Prize for the National Report, the AP awarded him in the membership of Burning Tree Club, okay? Political and questionable spews, okay? He believed the newspaper business is a duty to report facts and maintain a national point of view, okay? He believed that personal opinions have no place in good journalism, okay? Even after retiring, he continued to encourage transparent coverage, campaign coverage, and spoken about the need to good background and fact checking, especially in the digital age of reporting, okay? He believed that press news is the best place to look for information, okay? In 2004, 2 questions were directed to Mears that during the first session of bloggers coverage, sponsored by the Brooklyn Center for Internet Society, okay? The question was David Weinberger, excuse me, misspoke, anyway. I don't know what I'm doing. I know to keep doing something where I have not supposed to eat peanuts, anyway. I've been doing this afternoon. Anyway, wanted to know whom Mears supported for president, okay? Mears refused to say, asking, how can you trust me why right? Anyway, in response, Mears was asking, how could I ever trust, okay? And what he writes about his own blog, okay? Mears responded to the second question in his AP blog by speaking of the importance of transparency and reference to the campaign report, okay? He described the lack of content and inspires me in much of today's report. He writes such about his needs and get the facts straight, which I have to agree of. Anyway, while knowledge of the difference of difficulties, the important difference between his days and now. He abilities replying to the questions that are asked by Weinberg, okay? By explaining how to earn trust, okay? Mears' point in his blog was in base having that word, okay? By Bill Mitchell and Bob Seal, okay? And the point, but for the Pioneer Institute at the conference, okay? During the years of report and after, Mears was required to all the candidates, no matter the political affiliation. Early in 2004, speaking of Montgomery's coverage, while I was in series, he called the political conference all show and all no decision. During a question and answer session, he said the word media, how media became companies in the concept of 24-hour cable news and the echo chamber, and it had created CNN, that is. Anyway, in 2016 interview for Duke Today, when questioned about giving the Sturls and our Garbage needs, Mears responded, "You can always make it better." By bringing the information that the AP and other solid outlets are delivering, it's there. It's available, but the problem is that you can write the best story in the world if no one reads it. What's the difference? But what does it make it? Anyway, as I say, the attention span as decreased to fit the size of the tweet. It takes to read an 800-word explanation of what a candidate sends on a politically difficult issue, okay? I think too many of us don't take the time to find out the facts and accept it as the truth, something that someone tells them. They accept the opinion as truth. In that same interview, it was questioned about the political election campaign. Mears repained uninitial responses. When asked about stupid Trump speeches and if they remained about him in the early era, Mears compared he was Bush Senior Huey Long, okay? Was this a good idea? Anyway, stated he wanted to go back to another time when someone matched Trump and similar answers, I'll fix it, spoil you. I have to agree with Huey. You gotta do something. Anyway, you have to go all the way back to Huey Long. Yeah, I have to agree with Huey. You gotta do something. Anyway, the Roosevelt people, which I remember Roosevelt movies before me, but anyway, back then, but I was in Roosevelt once race, but anyway, but I was gonna do Roosevelt, but anyway, was concerned about Long running for president back in 1946. Wow, okay. He was assassinated before he got there. Wow. But he had much of the same approach that Trump does. You know what? Don't ask a lot of questions from Trump. I'll make it mannequin. And that stupid Donald Trump. We'll be doing that. But anyway, in 2019, Mears described his views to impeachment hearings of Donald Trump. We'll be doing that. Anyway, in contrast of appearances and hearings of Richard Nixon and Bill Clinton better and Richard Nixon better. Anyway, personal life. Anyway, Mears' first wife and children died in the house of fire on Christmas Eve, 1962. Oh my God. It's a sad feeling for Mears. Anyway, while his second wife, Joyce Roy Mears, a poor turned stay-at-home mother, he welcomed two daughters, 70 Susan, okay? He and Joyce divorced, oh my God. He then married Carla and Ronald Mears, an Emmy Award-winning producer for NBC News in 1986. Warren first met his fourth wife, oh my God. Now he's going to turn into different wives now. Anyway, fellow journalist Francis Richardson in 1994. Following Mears' retirement in 2001, the couple moved to Arlington, Virginia. I've been there before. Anyway, after his book Deadline Pass was published, they left the Washington area in 2005 and moved to Capitol Hill, North Carolina. Retired to the Governor's Club, a private ceremony seeking a more relaxing lifetime. Following Francis' death in 2019, Walton retired to senators in Capitol Hill. Mears died of cancer at his home, surrounded by his loving daughters, Sally Mears-Stitch, okay? And Susan Mary Millers at 10:08 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, March 3rd, 2022. He was 87 years old. He was raised in death by wives, Sally Ann Mears. Wow, okay. Okay. Oh, wow, there's a lot of deaths, okay. Carol Ann Ramble Mears, oh, man. Francis Richardson Mears. He's also preserved by his children, Pamela Walter Jr. I felt worried with these two at this point. Now, Walter Mears is survived by his daughter, 70 Mears-Stitch, spouse Marty Stitch of Austin, Texas, Susan Mears, spouse Brad Webster, spouse Brian Weimer, Broward, Colorado, and several grandchildren. Okay. Okay, makes more sense now. Anyway, okay, I don't know what to do now, but, you know, that's just me. Anyway, my next topic has to do with, Tim Cosnade. I'm sorry I had to pause it there. Anyway, his name is Tiffany Daniel Cosnade. I haven't announced his last name. Anyway, he was an American actor, writer, photographer, automobile historian, best known as acting in the late 1950s and early 1960s. Anyway, he was born into a show business family. His mother, Carmen, was the daughter of a Greek-American theater magnate, Alexander Patnaikes. His father, John W. Gosling Jr., was an Oscar-nominated movie producer, best known for movies like Boys Town and MGM 1948. Boys Town, not MGM 1948. Anyway, excuse me, I spoke. Anyway. And his grandfather, John Gonsday, haven't announced his last name. Anyway, was Alexander Posgate, Robert Vaudeville, Espacio, okay? On his father's side, he was an Irish descent, and his Polish Greek descent on his mother's side. Anyway, his older brother is actor John Guswright. Anyway, in 1953, Guswright co-starred with Red Skeleton on The Clown, a remake of the 1941 movie The Chap. He was also best known for acting roles in 1955 and 1957 Disney TV serials, Disney television serials. Anyway, Spin Marty. He played Spin, and Hardy Boys. He played our brother Frank, opposite the late Tommy Kirk. That is. Let me see if the late Tommy Kirk is still alive. Anyway, let me see if I'm reading this wrong. Yeah, he died. As I talked about FWL before. Anyway, as Joe. At both of which he appeared in the 15-minute segments in the Mickey Mouse Club, okay? In the Disney show, The Swamp Club, Fox, as Gabriel Mayan, nephew of Francis Mayan, in the Disney motion picture, Shaggy Dog, and the other son, Mike Douglas, in the first few years of the Ryan television series, My Three Sons, which ran on ABC, in both Shaggy Dog and My Three Sons. And he started with Fred McMurray, okay? In 1957, he played the role of Nick Nickerson, okay? I'm not going to say the N-word. Sorry, I misspoke. Anyway. In the television pilot made for CBS based on the popular Nancy Drew series on the books on the Caroline Nean, however that's his last name. Anyway. He co-starred with Barbara Shore and Frankie Thomas, okay? On New Year's Eve 1959, his 19th birthday, okay? And before My Three Sons debuted, he appeared as Jamie Frederick, okay? In the episode Bond Boy on CBS's Johnny Ranko for a Western television series, starring Don Dorad in the title role. In the storyline, the rancher is investigating for turn operated boys into virtual slaves. Wow. Okay, the following year, he played the role of Franklin D. Roosevelt's eldest son, James, between ages 14 and 17. In the 1960 feature-length film, Sunrise at Caballo. In the 1966 episode of Forget It, but anyway, he had his helper, Dr. Kimball. Okay, on November 21st, 1965, he played young Kimball, Billy Penn, the Bonanza episode, Resurrect Rambo. Okay, that makes more sense. Anyway, the following year, he played the role of. Oh yeah, I already did that. Anyway, he also had the role of 1970 film Patton, which I've seen the movie Bits and Pieces. Anyway, returning a shock soldier, slapped by Gerald George G. S. Patton Jr., the role is credited to the soldier who got slapped. I never heard of this, but he got slapped by the late, I have to open up the new tab. How long is this Okay, wow, that's how long this is. And starred this actor, goes by the name of the late George C. Scott, okay? Who died 1998, okay? And it was a slap in the face for George S. Patton Jr. But anyway, moving on. Anyway, as an adult, he was an automotive historian, photographer, and writer who was a specialist in motorsports. He was the author of Public Dictionary of Soccer in 1979, The Slang of Sport in 1982, and American Grand Prix of Racing, a century of drivers and cars in 1997. He also filled in for the late William Stanford as a writer on language column in the New York Times Magazine. Okay. Okay. In 2000, he and David Shorley, his co-star in Spin and Mari serials, made cameo appearance in that news event of Spin and Mari, Suspect Behavior, made TV movie for ABC Network. A DVD version of Adventure Spin for Mari was released in December 2005 as part of the fifth wave of the Disney Treasure series. On the 50th anniversary of the serial's premiere, Constantine Basoli was interviewed by by Ledford Martin as a DVD bonus feature about the experience development of the hit series. On June 19th, 2010, he participated in the My Free Son's 50th anniversary reunion, the Poly Center for Media in Beverly Hills, California. Most surviving cast members appear in this except for Don Land, anyway, who was living in Germany at that time frame, and Don Gray, who was part of his death in 2012, who was in Europe that summer to receiving treatment for cancer. Okay, his first wife was actress Charlotte Stewart, who played teacher Miss Blaine on television's Little House on Prairie for 4 seasons. He has been married to Willie Hunt since July 21st, 1979. They have 1 child. He died in his home on Mar Vista, California on March 3rd, 2022. He was 81 years old. I mean, I talked about these movies before, but that's just me. Anyway, well, instead of Fleet, her 12-man on Shane, Private Major Benson, which I've seen before, but anyway, bits and pieces. But anyway, Shaggy Dog, Samurai Chavio, and Joe Donovan. Anyway, my last topic has to do with Mitchell Ryan. Anyway, he was born Mitchell Ryan. He was not first name, middle name, last name. Anyway, again, but that's just me. He was an American film, television stage actor who has 6 decades of television. Is best known for playing Brooke Delvan in the 1960s Java soap opera Dark Shadows, and later was co-starring as Thomas Gibson, father, and Edward Montgomery, and on Jordan Gregg. He also played villainous General Peter Alistair in the 1987 body cop action film Lethal Weapon. Okay. He was born in Cincinnati, Ohio, and raised in Louisville, Kentucky, on January 31st, 1934. Okay. His father was a salesman and his mother was a writer. He served in the United States Navy during the Korean War. After the Korean War began, he went to after the Korean War ended, excuse me, anyway, he went to Barrett Field Army in Virginia. Okay. He already made an acting debut in Further Road. Excuse me, misspoke. Anyway, along with the fierce father Robert Parfield. I misspoke. Anyway, his career began with a five-member actor studio. Ronnie's Broadway Fear credits includes Walk Under Dark, Media, and The Price. His all-Broadway credits includes Anthony Cabrera in 1963 and The Price in 1979. Ronnie was the original cast member of the called TV soap opera called Dark Shadows, playing Brooke Devan. It was until he was fired from the show in June 1967 due to alcoholism, and was replaced by Anthony George. In 1970, Ron was on one episode of High Cabrera as a character named Jokes. Okay, was one to run for the wall. Okay, he was appearing in the episode of Cannon, Fool's Gold in 1971. Okay, and ABC's Straight of San Francisco episode called Unicorn. Okay, he portrayed the title character Chase Reddick on the Tribe drama Chase in 1973, 1974, and in 1975, Ryan played the Barney Jones. Okay, in the episode called Downfall. Excuse me, anyway, he portrayed the main character Dan Welly on Executive Suite in 1966 and 1977. He played Blake Simons in the drama film, the series, excuse me, anyway. Julie Farr, MD, in 1978, episode 1979. Ryan portrayed Cooper Alkins in the Western series Aquariums in 1980, and Sam Garrett on Jane's Crossing in 1982. Brent Flannery on High Performance in 1983, and Edward Flyer Hot Pursuit in 1984, and Portrait Drummond in 2000 Module Road 1992. Anyway, some other credits, acting credits, includes the film's Liar Liar for Jim Carrey movie. Anyway, is that it? Let me check. Yeah, that's it. Anyway, Madam Force playing the Dirty Harry's ill-fated, despite best friend and fellow police officer. I'm also like a patrolman named Charlie McCoy. Lethal Weapon playing the key villain, General Peter McAllister. Glows Party Black. Electric Blue. And Hot Shots Part Deluxe played Senator Gray Edwards. In 1985, he portrayed Charles Maine, the Patricks of Maine family of a first North South miniseries. Okay. In 1981, he played Ellis Blake in the 6th season of Matlock episode called The Foursome. Okay. He appeared on NBC's The A-Team. He played Hagen. Okay. Grant Everest in a 2-part Salkins episode, and that's Carl Rager, and the father of Commander William Rager in the Star Trek The Next Generation episode, The Iris Raptor. Okay, why has been concerned that the part of the series, lead captain Gene Pregard, played by the late Leonard Nimoy. Okay, he has also portrayed the roles of the abused boyfriend of Blanche of Deborah Rex Huntington in Joan Grove's episode called The Bloom of the Rose, and the police officer in 1993 episode NYPD Blue. That same year, He was Dallas Shields. In the Renegade, he appeared in the 1983 episode of Heart to Heart, playing, anyway. In 94, he appeared again in Heart to Heart and one made TV movies. One where almost where Heart is, okay? In 95, the year I was born, he appeared in the films Judge Dredd and Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers, okay? Steiger, Charles Wynn, played by Robert Pattinson in the original Halloween film. Okay. He played the role of Grace Barber, Edward McGarvey in the comedy TV series called Drama and Greg in 2002. That following year, Ryan voiced Highfather on Justice League. He was president of Street Actors Gold Foundation. Okay, there's a lot of things I want to talk about, but this is gonna be huge enough. But that's just me. He's also in Ed as Abe Webbs. Anyway, he's also in the movie. That's all I'm gonna talk about. Anyway, he's also in the movie called. He was supposed to be in Shabbat the Shells, but he was in production, but he was not. It was his last thing. Anyway, Ryan married Linda Morris in 1972. They were divorced. The couple had one child, okay? Ray Ryan married Barbara Amblotine, okay? After 11 years of being together in 1998, okay? Wow, okay. They have 2 children and 5 grandchildren. He died of heart failure at his home in Los Angeles yesterday. He was 88 years old. Now, finally, after nearly an hour and a half of waiting, we're going to do a moment of silence reflection regarding to these 13 people I mentioned before. So let's do it now. Thank you. Rest in peace. And I have 2 more topics to read, and that'll be it. And that is, of course, I want to talk about this real quick, and it's going to be, of course, talk about Paramount Plus, okay? Now, Paramount Plus was there about 1 year ago yesterday, and I was supposed to talk about FWO yesterday, but I couldn't, but I won't talk about it today. Anyway, Paramount Plus is an American subscription video on demand over-the-top streaming service owned and operated by Paramount Streaming, okay? A division of Paramount Global, which is supposed to be known as Paramount Cable CBS. We'll be doing that. Paramount Global, change it back. Anyway, joking. Anyway, at first, original library started with CBS original group, okay? Paramount Media Networks, okay? Broadcast properties, as well as Paramount Pictures Library, original watch of CBS All Access on October 28th, 2014, TNS All Access in Australia. Wow. The service expired and rebranded as Paramount Plus on March 4th, 2021. Following 2019, we merged with CBS Viacom, which is good enough. Anyway, Paramount Plus expanded to international markets, starting with Latin America and already existing Canadian service. On the day we were branded, the Nordic countries followed on March 25th, and Australia on August 11th. Content of the Paramount's Global Free-to-Air Network, Network 10, is available on Australian version of the service, okay? I'm not going to read the whole thing, but right now, I'm just going to talk about one last topic, and that'll be it for this episode. Anyway, it's going to be about Turning Red, and I'm not going to read the whole premise, but I'm going to talk about the whole Turning Red movie, and except for the promise page, and that'll be it. Anyway, Turning Red, if you watch this remix, for you, buddy. Anyway, it's a 2022 American computer animated coming-of-age fantasy comedy film produced by Pixar, okay? Distributed by Walt Disney Studios Motion Pictures on Disney Plus, okay? directed by Darcy C. for her feature-length director debut. For a screenplay written by herself and Julia Toll. Now, she was best known as the director of Boya. I've seen that movie and I love the movie. So, number one, Boya was great. I want to see the movie based on that movie, okay? But for Turning Red, okay, what are we gonna say? But anyway, moving on. This film stars as Russia Child, Sandra Oh, Alfred Morris, Masseria, I can't pronounce the last name, sorry. Alison Park, Ian Lee, Wai Chang Lu, and James Hogg. It is the first Pixar film that was solely directed by a woman. Makes more sense. Anyway, first take place in Canada. Wow. The second will feature an Asian lead character after Up. Wow. Turning Red premiere in London, England, on February 21st, 2022, and scheduled for release on Disney Plus in countries while service is available on sometime next week, which I'm releasing this on sometime Sunday instead of a normal Saturday routine, which I'll have to talk about later tonight. Anyway, while submissions have been limited, run the El Captain Fear and released sporadically in countries without a silver streaming service. Anyway, the film was intended to worldwide theatrical release, but fear of COVID-19 pandemic conditions due to rapid spread of Omicron variant will rise and change. Anyway, set in Toronto between 2002 and 2003. I'm not going to talk about it. Anyway, voice cast. Anyway, as I said, Russia Chong is Mary May Lee, a 13-year-old Chinese-Canadian girl who suddenly transported into the giant red panda. Whenever she gets excited or stressed, faces amounts of emotion overall, due to her family's associated management connections with red pandas, who has also changed her hair from black to red. As a side effect. That's fine, okay. Sandra Oh is Ming Lee, okay. Miss Omega and Sarge Mother, okay. Alfred Morris is Miriam, who's, I don't know who she is, anyway. Miriam is best known as Miriam, who's best voice of Fly. Joking anyway. Anyway, Miss tall, Caucasian friend, and who has a braces. Okay, that makes more sense. Anyway, I can't pronounce the first and last name. Sorry. As prior, my Angel Canadian friend who's excitable despite her deadpan voice and expressions. Okay. Hyde Park is Abby, another one of my Korean Canadian friends. Well, Hoyer Lee is Jin Lee, Mia's father. Okay. Wai Chan Lu, who is Mia's grandmother. James Ong is Mr. Goyle, okay? Trust Attack Chan as Tyler, May's classmate, and Ade Chandler as Devin, Mia's secret crush, okay? Initially, the members of four-town boy band, Aaron Z, Aaron T, Jesse, and Taylor, Young, voiced by Jordan Fisher, Josh Levi, Tauber, I can't pronounce his last name, sorry, anyway, Fennis O'Connell, and Grayson, I can't pronounce his last name, sorry, anyway, respectively, in the UK version, A. Mary will cameo in the, as Larry, one of May's friends. Well, okay. Production. I want to see. I don't want to see the UK version. Sorry, but anyway. Production development. Anyway, on May 8th, 2018. Anyway, it was reported that Shai, who wrote and directed Academy Award-winning Pixar short film Boyle, which is another great movie. I want to see that movie into a feature-length film. I'll raise my hand. Who wants to see that movie in a feature-length film? Please do. Anyway, that same year, that who was writing and directing a feature-length feature film, okay, in the studio, making a second woman to direct the Pixar film after Brenda Champion, who co-directed Brave. Wow, okay. As well as the first solo Pixar director as a feature-length film. Okay. She first pitched the film to Pixar on Halloween night 2017. Okay. On Halloween 2017. Excuse me. Anyway, on November 26, 2018, Shaw confirmed that she was working on the film in the studio. She has also said the film was in early stages of development and the story is being worked on, and that she is very excited to play the new 90-minute film format. On New Year's Day 2019, Shaw said she was planning the film to be entertaining and emotional. On December 10th, 2020, Shaw's film was announced that she was about the title Turning Red. The plot was being unveiled. The film takes place in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, during the early 2000s, especially during 2002-2003, which I'm still gonna read that, but you know, that's just me. It's about you want to do this in the 20s, please? Thank you. Anyway, a Spanish group scenes in the teaser trailer and the Maze Stewart ID, okay, in the teaser poster. Anyway, it's a coordination of post-production designer in February 2021. At least 2 minor characters who are visible in the trailer have her type 1 diabetes. If you watch that, but it's for you. Anyway, a squad of singers and audition pumps are visible, okay? This is the first time that diabetes has been documented in a Disney Pixar film. Wow, okay. This also reveals and aspires publicly, okay? For the film, it does not directly talk about biological changes. For example, May's mother first mistakes my reactions of transformation if she was having her first menstruations. Shaw said that they were apologetic about discussion of these topics in the film, okay? That title Turning Red is arguing at the same that time in the young woman's life. She, Shaw and her staff, anyway, have feared that the studio's executive will have been wanting these scenes removed. Wow, okay. But that was evident in the film. Ryan Liu will serve as a production designer in the film. And was supposed to doing so for Boyle, which I love the most. Anyway, who wants a feature-length film in Boyle? Anyway, Law said that working on a feature-length film was a dream come true for her. Okay. Music was composed by Ludwig Morgenstern, okay? Composed the film score, okay? Making his first animated film composition, Billie Eilish and Frances O'Connell wrote the original songs performed in this film by official boy band Foretell. I never want to see this band again. Anyway, you know what's up. Okay, there we go. Foretell, and I'm not a huge fan of that, but there you go. One True Love and Nobody Likes You. Okay, I'll do it, but it's more of a metal band. But anyway, next. Anyway, Walt Disney Records will release the soundtrack digitally next week, which I'll release this week. Anyway, in the Japanese dub releasing the film, Japanese boy band Die Eyes will make a special voice appearance, and the members of Boy Town, okay, will perform the Japanese dub of the track Nobody Likes You. Okay. Release Turning Red will premiere in London at Airman Blotches Yards on February 21st, 2022. It was originally scheduled for release in the United States on March 11th, 2022 on Walton Studios Motion Pictures. On June 27th, 2021, a Pixar insider claimed that the film will not be a theatrical release after both Soul and Luca. Were assigned to direct the streaming service on Disney Plus in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. Wow, okay. However, Craze Rose on January 7, 2022, decision was made to shift Cherry Red from its planned regular release to a digital to streaming release on Disney Plus, the Digital Plus original series. Wow. Movies, excuse me, anyway. Keeping its date. International markets where Disney Plus is not available, it will be released periodically. In February 2022, it was announced that Cherry Red will play on 1 week regular adjacent to Hollywood's El Chapman Sphere from March 11, 2017 2022. On February 28, 2022, Disney announced that Cherry Red will not be released in Russia. The response to 2022 Russian invasion of Ukraine, and I talked about this in FWL before, on the anniversary of such quote documentary thing. Anyway, and Russian boycotts on Disney films. I felt worried for the Disney films. Russians do not need to take Ukraine that way. Anyway, upon the film's first screening, critics praised by the story, voice cast, and shy directions. Anyway, I felt worried for Russia. Yeah, I talked about this in FWO nearly 2 weeks ago. A week ago. But it's bad, So, yeah, it was just terrible. But if you want to look more about it, go check it out. It's probably best we're going to talk about it February 24th, 2022. But I'm not traveling to Russia nor to Ukraine if this happens. So, yeah. But as for COVID-19, when is it over? I don't know yet. But let me check right now, okay? Okay. It is not over yet. It's been 2.5 months. But yeah, just wanted to know about that. And yeah, it's been quite impressive. And that wraps up this that's all my topics. And that wraps this episode of Crazy Bunch's web show. Hope you enjoy it. Stay tuned for the next one, which is going to be okay. It's been a long day for me to do Crazy Bunch's web show. Anyway, it's going to be Bedtime Stories episode number 50 96 and /or Weekend Celebrations episode number 102, 101, excuse me, folks. Anyway, coming up next, it's going to be a brand new episode of Eligible Reacts. Till next time, suggested by Peace Out Baby. We get more videos guys pursue. Till interested out. See ya.